What is happening, Magnus? Well, the releases just keep happening. Let's start with Kairi Sane and talk about real quick before I jump on this. The fact that she says that she never walked away. I'm also hearing that the way the story goes is she kind of let it be known that she does want to eventually go back to Japan, which is where she's at now because she was released. And WWE basically was like, well, since you're going to be leaving anyway, since that's where you want to go anyway, hey, we doing releases now. You can go now. That's another thing that I'm hearing. I don't know. Okay? So, I still would like to see Kairi back, but I don't know what's going on. Now, with this, some of this, I expect, but don't expect at the same time. So let's talk about JC Mateo and Tonga Loa. With the whole storyline that they've been doing with the MFT, they're still building them. Like, I didn't think that they would get rid of them. I'm like, what? Okay. Now, the New Day, I'm not surprised. And the reason why, well, at least they got rid of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. I saw something in my timeline earlier today that said that they chose to leave. Maybe they did. Some wrestlers do ask for their release. If they're not being used properly, they don't like the way they're being used. You know, New Day was once huge. They were like all the way at the top, you know, doing their thing, booty-os and all that stuff. You know, I thought that was funny. I missed their run, basically, though, when Kofi became champ. I need to watch that whole WrestleMania. People tell me that WrestleMania sucked, but I still gotta check it out. I like the New Day. I think they're funny. I think they're entertaining, even with them two left, along with the new guy. But if they asked for their release, I would believe it. And if WWE released them, I would believe it. Because they weren't doing nothing with them. When you're watching over here in America, when you're watching Netflix and you're watching Raw with a VPN so that you don't have to watch commercials, you notice they bring out the New Day during commercials. The New Day kept coming out during commercials, whether they were coming out for a match or whether they would cut the promo. It was always during the commercials. I was like, yo, they ain't doing nothing with this team. They're not doing nothing with these brothers. So if they wanted to leave, I understand why they left. Hopefully they can do something better in AEW or somewhere else. But like JC Mateo and Tonga Loa, I'm like, listen. I don't like the MFT because I don't feel that they're doing anything with them properly. It seems to just be Solo and the big dude left or whatever. So I'm just like, I don't know what they're doing. I just... Okay, so 4 surprising names have left the WWE 1 week after major roster cuts. The New Day is over. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the group 2 active members, have reportedly left the WWE. Their exit comes 1 week after more than a dozen WWE superstars were cut from the roster. Kingston and Woods have mutually parted ways with WWE. See, that's what I heard, according to professional wrestling journalist Sean Ross Sapp and Corey Hayes. Their departure brings an end, for now, to one of the most successful teams in professional wrestling history. Yeah, true. The New Day debuted 2014, Big E, and presented as a happy-go-lucky black gospel superstars. They were widely rejected by fans. WWE pivoted by turning them into villains and giving them leeway to incorporate more of their personalities into the characters. Unicorn horns, pancakes, anime references, and the trombone were used to tremendous effect. The group became humorously annoying and beloved and embraced. And by embracing interests they shared with the crowd. The success is unparalleled in WWE. Their 13 WWE branded tag team title reigns, 13, damn, not including titles won from other promotions, are the most in company history. They also have the most SmackDown tag team title reigns, 7, and the longest Raw tag team title reign with 483 days. Okay. The New Day utilizes... Okay, so they're just talking more and more about the New Day. Both superstars were part of the roster before... Okay. 2 members of the MFTs have also left WWE. Sapp and Hayes reported that JC Mateo and Tonga Loa are no longer under contract. Their departure comes as a surprise because the group is such a regular presence on SmackDown. Yeah. An offshoot of the Bloodline, the group is led by Solo. So yeah. I just don't know why. Other than they wasn't using them right. You know what I'm saying? But, sometimes, when we're watching this stuff, it seems like, there's a part I think that the company has in getting the wrestler over, and there's a part the wrestler has to play with getting themselves over, and some you can see that it's funny because you'll see certain situations where the wrestler, like the company, is clearly not behind the wrestler, but the wrestler gets over on their own. Sometimes it's the company heavily pushing somebody to be over that will eventually get somebody over, I don't know what it was with them. It probably was a little bit of both with Tonga Loa and the other guy, JC. But yeah, and I just watched SmackDown last night. Listen, I hear it's supposed to go 2 hours in June. These commercials are driving me insane. I'm about to move to the UK just so I can watch it without commercials, man. I mean, it's driving me insane. And you could deal with it almost if it was excellent, but it's not. And now that I'm watching NXT gets better wrestling than Raw and SmackDown put together. Like, because all those bulls is trying to get called up. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me know what you think about the situation. 10 million subscribers.